Who are you?
I'm no one.
Hello and welcome to I'm Your Target Demographic. Today we're talking spoilers for The Force Awakens. So if you haven't seen the newest Star Wars movie, go do that now. So today we're specifically throwing out some theories about Rey's family. Right, so in the movie there's a couple teases. Who are they? And I've got the big three that we're going to talk about, and you can throw your own theories into the comments. So theory number one, and this was the theory I had before I even walked into the theater, was that Rey and Kylo Ren were brother-sister. I thought they were going to be twins. I thought they were going to both be from Han and Leia, similar to the stories that the extended universe, which is now not canon, is going to be the same storyline that the extended universe kind of took with the twins, but not the case. And I don't think this is the case because there were so many moments that Han and Leia talked to each other that they would have mentioned something about their daughter. They kept talking about Kylo Ren, but they never mentioned her. They kind of said singular, our child. They said things like that. I just don't think that's the case anymore, and I don't think they would have killed off Han Solo without that closure. Theory number two is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, he's too old to be her father. But what if he was her grandfather? Okay? Now, Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars has shown signs of falling in love with someone. So it's not unlikely that Obi-Wan would have eventually fallen in love, had a child maybe during that time before he became a hermit out in Tatooine. Or during his time in Tatooine, who knows? But it's not unlikely that he might have fallen in love and had a kid. Now that kid might have grown up, been part of the Resistance or the Rebels, whatever they're called at that point, and eventually had a daughter. And when things go sideways, they need to put the daughter on Jakku and whatever. But wait, aren't Jedi not supposed to have kids? And that's a good question. But there have been Jedi in the past. But the problem is the attachment that forms with the kid and with their wife. So they're supposed to stay away from that emotional component, and without the extended universe anymore, we don't really know if Jedi can have kids. All we know is that Qui-Gon, when asking about Anakin, was pretty like, so who's the father? Is he a Jedi? Like, it wasn't a big deal. So we don't know. But they could plausibly say, yes, they can have kids, as long as they're able to maybe distance themselves a little bit and become a bad parent. So I think it could be the lineage of Obi-Wan Kenobi. There could be an interesting spin that at the very beginning of the movie we meet a character who passes on the hard drive that has the puzzle piece, basically the map, and that character might be Rey's father. Now, why I say that is he was on Jakku, seemingly strong ties to Skywalker and to the Jedi, so he could be there to watch over Rey. So if he's not her father, he maybe knows about her to watch over her, protect her, whatever, though she doesn't really need it. Also, that character is a pretty big name, Max von Sydow, so they might have hired him to do flashbacks or something in other films, and maybe in Force Awakens we just saw the first little snippet. So it could be Obi-Wan's son, Rey. Just a theory, something that might pan out. And theory number three is the most possible and obvious choice, which is Luke Skywalker, which is why I don't know if that's necessarily the right answer, because it's so obvious. So what if Rey was Luke Skywalker's daughter? So this brings up a couple questions. The first most is, who is the mother? It'd be an interesting spin if Luke Skywalker fell in love, so he's training Jedi, he's kind of in charge of this school or whatever, falls in love, has a daughter, then when Kylo Ren loses it, murders everyone, he kills Luke's wife. That sort of act would be the sort of act that would push Luke away, because he's so worried about the dark side that he almost killed Vader. Now imagine how angry he would be if someone murdered his wife. Luke was already worried about the dark side, so that would be something that would be a tipping point for, I need to remove myself or I'm going to lose it, and he bounces. Because if it wasn't someone close to him, you'd think Luke would stay and say, I'll protect people, I'll stay here, but he doesn't. He leaves. Something is tempting him to the dark side, and he has to get out of there. And this also might make sense if Luke leaves. He now has a daughter. Like, what do we do with her? Maybe there's a mental block that keeps her from remembering her past, and maybe that's why the Force comes so easy to her, is that she's already been training, but she doesn't remember. Right? So as a kid, she learned the basics. She, this stuff that she knew how to do, and now it's all just coming back to her. So that could be really interesting, but it seems so obvious. Also with Han and Leia and Luke, if you look at Daisy Ridley as an actress, she looks just like Natalie Portman. So this might be intentional, as Padme would be her grandmother. So I think it's going to be one of those two, but it was pretty blatantly disproven that it wasn't Han and Leia, so it's probably Luke, but that's too obvious. So who do you think? Do you think it's one of these three? Do you think it's someone else? Or do you think it's someone that we don't even know? So put your theories in the comments. There's full spoilers, so be careful down there if you haven't seen the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, why are you watching this? But put all your thoughts, theories, comments, everything down there. And if there's other Star Wars theories you want to talk about, also put those in the comments and I'll try to put out a video, see what I can put together. So thanks for watching. As always, make sure you like and subscribe. See you next time.
Just let it in.